once again.
Once again.
Thank goodness.
Oh, that's good.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Hey.
And thank goodness again.
Another one. Hey, it's OG Lee. It's UNDE. It's old school, new school. Hey, we are back with another one, but this one, it's a little different, eh?
This one is.
We got an extra person on
I
board.
would say.
On the screen, last episode we had Corey in the cut.
Yeah.
But today,
But I'm telling you something, man. Corey was like way in the cut. You know what I'm saying?
way in the cut.
This number here,
Mhm.
this is not gonna be in the cut, man.
I'm sure.
This one, man, and I love her for this, man. She's got an opinion on everything, man.
This is an OG
Fucking
Lee guest.
walking Google.
This is an OG Lee guest. I feel like we need a proper, introduction to old
Hey,
school, new school.
I guess they can see this is Michelle, man. I'm not gonna do the last name thing.
Yeah.
But pretty soon she's gonna have her YouTube channel. You're gonna hear from her.
I'm
But
over
anyway,
here, hang on.
this is Michelle, man, and we were co-workers. And it's weird when I thought about it today that it's been like 7 years since I've been over at that place, man.
It's been 7
But we met, man, working for the state,
It's
and
been 10 years.
she just always
Decades?
has some shit to talk about, man. You know, like you started off like around the coffee machine type shit, and you're like, oh wow, damn, that was extra. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I kept in touch with her, man, and I always thought that she would be a very interesting guest to have on the show, man.
So hopefully that's good.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mentioned multiple times.
Absolutely. When they hear from her, they're gonna want to hear more. Some people are gonna say, "Get her off, man.
Oh,
She's crazy."
oh.
You know what I'm saying? But there's gonna be plenty that says, "Hey, we want some more of her." So yeah, she's gonna be joining in with the conversation that that we have.
Yeah, a little off script with the guests, but sticking to kind of the normal old school, new school script. OG Lee and I asked Michelle today. We go over a little mental health tips, so we got to go into it. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling in this current state, my guy?
Oh, you mean like in general, or we just discussed it? I mean,
Just like if he came up, gave you some dap, boom, boom, boom. Yo, what's happening, man? You know
How
what
you
I'm saying?
feeling? You doing good?
I'm doing good as long as I don't watch anything on the news.
Oh wow, that's important to say that. 'Cause that shit can depress you, right?
Right.
Media.
And so I don't want to go so deep, so quick, man. But
Yeah.
if you say that, right? If you watch the news,
Right.
I keep coming back to like that. Like, who's producing that, and for what reason? Do you know that you could put a depression over the country?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So you
Yeah.
ask yourself, who runs,
I mean,
who does
but on
that?
top of all that, each of these news outlets have their own little. It's almost like an IV line. I'm going to feed this news to you to make you a sad motherfucker. I'm going to send this to you to make you high. I mean, they're just feeding you your own neuroses. What you freaking out about? Let's talk about it. And it's 24/7. I mean, don't people just shut the fuck up every now and then?
No
It just-
way.
But I guess that's the
And I talk a lot, but every now and then I got to.
You talk a lot.
I do.
No.
But I mean, I'm saying, even I have a moment where I got to.
Yeah. Constant conflict. I feel like it's not really.
Right.
But yeah, so what would you think you could potentially do to try to overturn that? And that's why they said, like, these people. It's not a conspiracy, but they said certain people. They said we want to own the media, right? So we can control what people think, right? So since we're saying we recognize that,
Right.
what do you do to combat that?
I think you diversify where you receive your media. Like, I look at a lot of media overseas, like Japanese World, German, BBC.
So all of these come translated into English.
Well, almost all of them have English speakers.
That's what I'm saying. So you know, in
Now
other
listen,
words,
right, and then of course I listen to Italian news too, because they're also having similar, like, I don't know, personality conflicts.
so you're saying that to say that they said Italian, but you know what they're saying.
Well, like, I catch the drift. But what I'm
So
saying
how
is,
far does
it's
that differ
different.
from? How far does that differ from American news? Is
Oh my
it leftist
God.
or rightist or?
Oh my God, no. British news is totally different. I mean, they just like tell the story and then they laugh about it. And I don't think they necessarily, they don't have like a Fox News or MSNBC. It's just BBC. That's it. One
Now
standard.
BBC, you're talking about England.
Right.
So, but those or that country and the other countries, they're not you know, to where they're trying to divide their country, whereas America is more like a
Well, in
divisive.
Germany they are. I mean, you had it was it AFD, the neo-Nazi order, which they can't call themselves Nazi because it's illegal. But they have, and that's actually I think they've actually won several seats, and they're starting to have this little divide. And what I see, same thing happening here in 1860, 1920, it's going on in Germany right now. You have the mass immigration, which, by the way, comes from the fact that you blow up other people's property, like Syria, and say, fuck it,
Force them
you
to-
people go wherever you want, but don't come to my land. But we blew you up, but don't come back to my house. I mean, some of the problems, if you want to stop
So did
people,
Germany have something to do with harm in Syria?
well, they're part of the West. That had something to do. Well, actually, Russia started bombing Syria, and then the West came in because Russia started bombing it.
See, we got to walk in Google over here, but I'm gonna ask us some follow-up questions. 'Cause
But
like
do
I
you see
said,
what I'm saying is you can't destroy people's lands or
Right,
have a
I
mass
understand,
or
yeah.
have a massive
so what do
famine.
you right
have
there?
I mean,
Let's
it's-
talk about
wait,
that when you
if you
say
have
that,
a
because the
massive
most
famine-
current thing going on
Oh,
right
is in-
now
is in
is
Palestine.
going on in
Right,
Palestine,
which
right?
I agree.
So
I
how do you
agree.
feel about that based on what you just said?
Well, I agree. First of all, to
Agree with what?
well, I agree with the fact that it should have been Palestine should be its own separate country. And it was supposed to be part of that from the 1962 on out, their peace accord. So it's supposed to be two separate nations, right? But you can't. But do I disagree with Hamas? Yes. Do I agree with the overall?
So should you take it out on the whole country if
Well,
you
I'm
disagree
not-
with
but
Hamas?
I'm not-
Because what Israel is saying basically
yeah.
is the whole
Well,
country
they're
is
justified.
representative of
Well,
Hamas.
kinda like what
Let's get them
America-
all.
Like what America
But don't
did.
you see that they
Like
just
what America
annihilated
did to
people?
Afghanistan or what America did to Iraq. I mean, they did
But
the same
America-
fucking thing.
This is the thing though, with Iraq and with Afghanistan, America left with the tail between the legs. In this case, Israel
Well, first of all, why
continues
did they
to
even
follow
go to Afghanistan? I never understood that.
white imperialism.
No, I'm saying for America to go.
That is
Russia
the
was
literal
there
reason.
for 27 years and couldn't win. How
This is what I'm saying. Iraq is the oldest civilization known to man.
I'm
This is
talking
I
about
was saying that
Afghanistan.
back then. Any of them are old.
But I'm saying-
these are
but
old
I'm
civilizations.
saying-
You can't just
I
come in
don't
as a
know.
white person and
I'm
think,
not saying
hey,
white.
and they didn't even think that they
But
were going to
what
be
was
there
the
for the
legitimate-
longest war in our history,
Oh, yeah.
right? They didn't even think we were going to be there that long. They thought they were going to turn them out before that,
Right, but my question is,
and
I don't-
ended up leaving with their
what
tail
was
between
the
their legs.
original? What was the official reason? I never
For
knew
going to
that.
Afghanistan?
Yeah, I never knew that.
Weapons of mass destruction.
No, that was Iraq. That
Bush
was
sent them
Iraq.
there. Bush sent them there as retaliation for 9/11.
No, that was Iraq. Afghanistan was
No.
after the fact.
No,
I mean, after the
we
meeting.
went to Afghanistan as retribution for 9/11. I'm telling you.
Hey,
I'm telling you.
Off the mic.
Oh.
And hey, I like this. This is old school.
But that's what-
But what I'm saying
Hey.
is, I knew immediately America's never going to win because Russia for 20 years couldn't do it.
Hey, okay, real quick, right? Real quick. I love this. Old school, new school just here listening, tapping in, right? I heard some important news that I really keyed into that I should have said as far as the different news, how you interpret it. But you said you go to BBC,
The Japanese world,
Japanese World.
at the DW, which is a German world.
Japanese word.
Gotcha. Because me, new school, honestly, I never even.
I
like,
never.
And I listen a lot to
Half
NPR.
of the shit you hear from any of them probably is the truth, right? So, and half of it's lies. So I just get my lies from America.
Well, I mean, but it's interesting when you see how we're portrayed.
Oh, yes.
Because, I mean, it's kind of hilarious. I mean, you look at certain things, you're like, in America, and you're like, oh my God, we're kind of like, we do some things just horribly stupid. And then some things we do great.
What are some of those things?
I
Give me an
mean,
example.
what are some things?
The things
First
we
of
do
all,
great.
one thing about America, which is both, to me, describes everything about
And then
America.
anybody
American
who hears
consumerism,
this, tell me
American-
some things too that you think that America does great.
So-
because there are some things.
One thing about America, and I think this describes America and all the good and bad things that America does, is that America, and this is for their consumer, their business, everything. This is my example. For American food, they put everything into a fucking sandwich. And not just one sandwich, it's like a sandwich that's 4 feet. It's got fried chicken, it's got ham, it's gonna have some chocolate, it's gonna have some other crap. And they turn it into one massive sandwich. And then look, you can eat all of this. And Americans want everything at one time. And that's both horribly, disgusting, and it explains everything, right?
This is the great thing, right?
It's like, just put in a fucking sandwich, just go.
That's part of the great stuff.
Well, I mean, to me, it explains the Americanism, the American thought. I can have everything I want at one time, and you don't enjoy any of it, and you just fuck up everything else. That's very, very American.
Well, said Scooby-Doo style.
I tell you, man.
I'm feeling it.
But you know, one thing about America, you can go through a drive-through and pick up a window and grab food and eat while you drive. You don't really
Or
do that in
stick
other
the place
countries.
up.
I mean, no, but I'm saying, but you don't do that in other countries.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Well, I don't know. I haven't been in other countries, but I would think that you could in some of them. Because wouldn't you think that that's an idea that you would import to your country? Hey, because we got cars.
Right, but they're not. But those countries have been around for hundreds of years, and they're not spread out.
And
I don't
feel
know.
So like,
'cause I haven't
I remember
been
the
to
first time I
hundreds of
took my aunt to a drive-through from Italy, and look, they have McDonald's. First of all, McDonald's in Rome is freaking fantastic. I mean, like,
And it's
Cheese
nothing
and-
like the American McDonald's.
but no, but
Just like in
they have a
Germany
Big
when I
Mac.
was there.
No, but they have a Big
It
Mac.
don't freaking taste no.
But first of
that's
all-
the one thing about a franchise, right? Is that wherever you go in America with McDonald's, a Big Mac tastes the same, right? Once you go to overseas, it should taste nothing.
But it tastes
it's
the
not
same
the Big
everywhere
Mac.
there, I'm sure.
They have a Big Mac. Most people
Kind
just
of.
eat it, but
It just
You get all
depends what
kinds of
country,
cheeses.
because all of them are
But
not
I'm
as
saying you
developed
go
as the others.
in and you get your food and you sit down, or you might go like to a park, whatever. I mean, my aunt flipped out when the woman just handed us a burger through the window, and I just grabbed it and drove off.
And that, where was that at?
Yes, yes. She
Where
was like,
she born and raised in Italy.
yeah. She was like, what do you mean? You just oh, yeah, you just.
I'm
leave.
sure she.
You just leave.
What time of day was it?
It was in the afternoon. She was just shocked.
I was gonna say, I'm sure she's probably tripping on. This is dinner? Yeah. What the fuck?
No, I
I'm
mean,
used
we
to
were
it.
getting a hamburger.
And where's the vino?
But in Italy, like, you know, for lunch, you get 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours for lunch. Because you're encouraged to go home and do stuff, which is one reason I think they stay skinnier and healthier, and they don't, like, kill their coworkers typically. In America, you're trying to make everyone eat in 30 minutes.
They don't have to provide as much food to their citizens, right? And so the dilemma becomes, where do we get the food from to feed all these motherfuckers in America, right? So then they start putting all these fucking chemicals and all of that shit in there, and it always has to look the same, so they put this coloring shit in it and all this type of stuff, you know. So America's got a different approach to all
Well,
that type
America
of
was
stuff.
raised on post-war, kind of like, what do you call it, like assembly line. Everything just came out of post-war assembly line.
Yeah.
Make it the same stuff. And I mean, until recently, and because there's immigrants in America, the American palate was like a fucking rock with wood. I mean, it was just some potatoes, some Jello. I mean,
Come
you
on,
remember-
hot dogs. Don't forget hot dogs.
and I'm
Gotta have
from
hot
Italy,
dogs.
and I mean, like, well up into the 80s, Italian
That's
food was
one thing I
considered.
will say about her.
Italian
That's
food-
one thing I will say about her. She really holds on to her Italian heritage, even
Shouts
though
out.
that ass been living here for like the last 50
Oh,
years.
you got to.
Yeah,
remember
hey,
55.
that's one of the things that you could see as a
Culture.
disparity, right?
Culture.
Between that and some black people, right? Because she's held on to that for,
Well, I
even though
held
she's
on
been
and
living
you have
here,
to look
even
up.
though she's been living here
But
for
I
like the
look up,
last
but see,
50 years. But
but
black
here's-
people,
It hit different.
hey, you might have been here for 50 years. What you holding on to? Because she even went. This is one thing I'm gonna say about her, though. I'm gonna say this, man, for the world to know this, man. This I thought was such a great thing, right? I met her moms, right, and this past like last year, or whatever. She takes her mom
2 years ago, yeah.
with her mom. She takes her mom back to Italy. And her mom like shows all around, meets all the family. I thought that was the best thing to do with your mom, man. And then her mom could like show her like where she grew
Well,
up.
look,
and
this
all
is
that.
what she did.
culture.
Literally,
Wow,
no. Yes,
man.
no. You have to understand, my parents were born right before the war. So everything, we walking down like this tiny little street in Rome, and she goes, Michelle, that's where I grew up. I was like, what? She goes back, I said, where? I want to go see, no, too late, we passed her. Just go. Just go. I'm like, what? Oh, Michelle, that's the school I go to. What is it? That's Squala. Over there. I went, where? No, too late, we passed her. And I'm like, where are we going? And I was like, Mama, did you know about this? Of course, I grew up in Rome. I know what everything is. And I'm like, well, that's what I went to. And I was like, where did you meet my dad? And it was just so matter of fact, fuck it. It's
And
all
I'm saying this before I forget it, because that's what I was saying to her too. Like, for a person that really doesn't show much as far as like occupation and all this, she takes her moms to fucking. No matter how you gotta do it, like this credit, paying for it. However, that's what I'm saying. However,
sold my art collection.
however, see what I'm saying? She said sold her art collection to do what? To take her moms to get. Man, that shit right there, I thought was man, come on, man.
No, but all those will be back in October.
School.
I thought that was a great thing to do, really.
We're gonna take a little technical difficulty break, take a little fill up break.
All right.
Michelle in the building. We're gonna be right back. Boop, boop.
Yeah.
And we are back.
Back on the scene.
Baby.
Oh my goodness, back on the scene.
We left off.
And yo, I just plugged Michelle back in. I had to unplug her, man. She's
charged up.
going. Energize the bunny, cheeky. Going.
Well, you're like against everything.
No,
Yeah.
I'm trying to be with you,
Are you?
but I'm trying to be rational. Yes.
Rational, yes.
What do they call it? The
It's the
devil's
old school,
advocate.
new
No,
school
we're gonna agree on some
Right.
shit now, for
I
real.
like it. I like it. Because we were talking about more off camera with the Caitlin Clark situation. That's something I would come to old school with. Have you seen it? I know you've seen her in the news, but you know.
Yeah, she got roughed up a little bit.
Yeah,
Man, that was just one play. Let's
No,
move on.
there's been several incidences.
Several? Oh,
Yeah.
you know about Caitlin Clark?
Yeah.
Oh
But the
my!
thing
I
I'm trying
told
to
you this
say
is a
is,
walking
What
Google.
I'm trying to say is, people, particularly men who are doing the news, are all like, "Oh my God, these other girls are just jealous," and they're placating it to just a very flat. Oh, it's only jealousy. It's just
Wait,
because
wait,
of
wait,
girls.
wait.
When it could be
The
so many
girl,
other.
they're jealous about what now?
They're saying that other girls are being jealous,
And so that's why
to
they're
me, it's
roughing
just
her up?
wonderment.
That's why they're roughing
Right,
her up?
but I think that's.
But she only got roughed
I
up
think
one
that's-
time?
No,
Or
it's
she got
been a couple of
roughed-
times.
From different players?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
But
isn't that a thing like this saying, "Hey, welcome home, baby. This ain't
it
no
could be.
this ain't
It
no
could-
college
what
shit."
I'm trying to tell you is it could be that. It could be a lot.
It
of
is that.
What I'm
You ain't
saying
in college now.
But what I'm trying
They
to
trying
say
to tell
is
her you in the
that
big. You playing with the big boy.
I feel like men
You
are
playing
trying
with
to
the one with
simplifying
hair-
it by
hair
saying
on their
it's just
chest.
jealous. When it could be the fact that, hey, we're
It's
not
not
playing-
jealous?
I say, but people are saying it's just jealousy when it could be so many other. It could be a complex layered thing. Like it could be the fact that, hey, you're actually in professionals now, not in college, or hey, the WNBA didn't pay for shit now, and now they're paying for stuff because you're here, but yet we're paying.
Like
a
what?
little-
What things you talking about?
I'm saying it could be a layered issue. It
But
could be
now
the
I
fact
know that.
they're
But when you
angry.
said the NBA is
Well,
WNBA
because
is
now
paying for
they're
things like
now
that.
they
flight-
can
I think
take
she
now
said
they can
something.
do now they can do take private flights when they go to certain away games. They didn't do that before. They had to go. They had to fly commercial, which a lot of times they got delayed, and their pay went up considerably.
And
You
then-
ungrateful motherfucker!
and then the
You
race
there's some
issue, of
ungrateful.
course, the
It
race
sounds
issue,
like
of course.
Caitlyn has helped them get some more shit.
Right.
So why would you rough her up?
But I'm trying to say is, but
Ungrateful
not just her. It's
motherfuckers.
just the fact that she had so many people focus in on her.
She should.
And,
She's
and
a
that
great
was
mother-
able to elevate. But they're still getting paid like a fraction of the fucking
They're men, right?
Right.
Because they're not men and they're not drawing that shit like that. They're
Oh,
still playing like.
more people watch the last two. The more
and
people
we were
watch the
saying that,
women.
right? But the
more people
point
watch
is,
the women. Period.
on a regular basis, that's not going to happen. Okay, let's
No.
stop it.
That's what
let's
they've been saying
let's
about
stop
Title
it.
IX. They've been saying that about Title IX. We shouldn't have Title IX because women's sports
And
don't
see,
bring
I
in the
don't
money
even-
about men, and that's
Hey.
just bullshit.
Hold on. We need her to break down Title IX, right? You know Title IX?
Title IX in regards
To women's sports, I guess is it,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Well,
But
if you take federal funding, which is like a grant in the
Yeah.
school, then you have to provide equal sports, equal training, equal opportunity.
to both sexes.
Right. Which they're gonna. I'm sure.
But
gut
now
that
listen,
shit out
once
too.
you come out to something like the NBA versus the WNBA, then it's market forces. You see what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is they were saying that for years about Title IX, why we shouldn't do it, why we shouldn't do this, because no one goes to women basketball games. Well, part of it was because you would schedule it at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock.
no.
I'm saying
how
there are all
many years
these
ago
other
would you
reasons-
say that was?
Well, this is just like 20, 30 years ago.
Oh,
I'm
well,
saying,
listen,
but
what,
I'm
what
saying
had happened
there's always
is,
this
and I
argument.
don't know, women are smart, right?
Well, I mean,
Women
in
are
general.
smart. And so now what they have been doing, especially the last 5, 8 years, is watching film on men and also learning in the off season, what do we do in the gym to become better players? So now it's not
So
like,
you're
hold
saying
on.
women
So
are smart
now,
because they copied men?
no. What I'm saying
That
is
sound like right.
they had to step their game up because nobody wanted to watch it when you had a bunch of fucking turnovers going all back and forth and shit like
Is
that.
that really
Now
the
that they
reason?
know how to fucking
You
dribble,
think that's
they
the
know
reason? Like-
exactly
Wait,
because
you don't think the fact
nobody
that
wants to
people
say
didn't put
that
it out on the
somebody's on a
air?
professional level and they're not playing at the
Wait,
level of
you
a
don't think it's
professional.
because they didn't actually air it, or they like
It's
they
nothing to do with
they
that.
schedule women
What I'm
games like
saying
at
to
4
their
fucking
benefit
o'clock.
is
Who the hell
that the
can watch them at 4
NBA,
o'clock?
the WNBA has stepped their game up, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying, and that is what
Well,
draws
they're
people.
stepping
When-
their game up because people are paying attention to Caitlin Clark.
No. What I'm saying is, even if like you'll see, if you have these teams, right, when you start watching, they start being down at the bottom because they're really scrubs. Nobody's gonna watch those teams when they play. They own it from Caitlin Clark, but they own it now because they're playing like a real basketball game, like
So,
men like to see.
I like to see that. So you're saying they're only being paid attention because they're playing like men.
Exactly.
So by acting like men, they now
I didn't say
get
acting like.
Or
I said playing like
men.
Right.
And
Don't you see their styles and everything? Look
think
at
that's
Juju
it?
Harsha, all of them. They
I don't know that
they
much
model
about
their
style.
games
But
after
I do know that
after
you can never
male.
you can never find an NBA game on the air. Period. Or it'd be
NBA
like
game?
Right. I mean, prior to like.
Wait, WNBA or
Yeah,
NBA?
WNBA.
Okay.
You can never find one, and now there's like.
That's because they used to play like scrubs.
So but you're not saying it's because they didn't provide it. What I'm saying is
They
if
didn't
you build
provide it because there was no
come.
market. There was no
Right,
market for
but
it.
maybe if you actually showed it, there'd be a fucking market.
Well, now that they play better, they're gonna start showing it.
So that's what you're saying.
Right, I'm saying you gotta play better.
I'm saying
that's just like right now if you
but
say
now that you
you
have
want to
attention-
watch a high school game when it's a Sunday afternoon.
But what I'm saying is now that you have to pay attention to it, now they're going to show it.
If it makes money. Because this is capitalism. I'll go back to that. If it
And
makes
again,
money.
but you have to give it an opportunity. The thing about Title IX is for women's sports, Arkansas, I'll give you an example, they would have the games at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. They're not going to bring the same crowd because you got them in the middle of the day.
Now wait. What sport?
I mean, like, I'm talking about, just to give you an example, basketball or volleyball.
And 2 o'clock at what day?
Like-
Title
what
IX
day?
was for all the sports, all right?
Huh?
Title IX was for
Yeah, it was for, like, if you took federal money.
On what day were they showing those?
Well,
games?
I'm just saying in general, like, or they showed on a Thursday, it would be like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. It was always very strange. So then and that was the excuse they did, like, oh, I went to UCA. Oh, well, men are paying for this, this, and this, and therefore they get more scholarships, right? But I'm like, but you're supposed to be able to provide equal. So if they're giving you,
They was giving you a dose of
500,000
reality.
Well, I'm saying they're giving men $500,000 in scholarships.
'Cause
they
they're
have to
saying the
provide
men's program
equal
is that.
opportunity for the women.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying
But
is,
it's the
if you
same
don't-
way across
but
the
if
board.
you don't
When
give
you
them
look at a
opportunity,
university,
if you have a gym
it's a
that's the
lot
size
of
of
those
this,
departments. They don't
but-
make money.
but what I'm saying-
and the sports teams are carrying them. We found that out during these last
right.
few years.
But when I'm saying you would have a gym like the women's gym at UCA, it used to be like this. It was just tiny,
Right,
whatever.
right.
Now it's like they got like a professional gym, but it took like 30 years for them to get that. And they would have games at 2 o'clock. Well, no one's going to go to a game at 2 o'clock unless you like happen to be on campus. I mean, you were a student. So what I'm saying is which is about Brown versus Board of Education. If you're not providing equal opportunity, how do you expect me to grow?
Well,
If I gotta swim upstream.
what I will say is, I don't know why people keep talking about equal opportunity in America. There's no such thing. It never has been. You're in a capitalist society. Everything boils down to money. And if,
But that
if,
should
if
not
your
be
program,
the answer. But
if
we're
you're in a
humans.
capitalist society, your program is not making that money, right? This program is. Why would we show
Well,
your
now women's sports are making money.
Oh, of course.
But it's taking
But
like 40 years.
wait.
I mean, the proof of
I
Title IX was
would
the
say
1996
that women's
Olympics.
sports in some universities still is not making money. Just because of this shit right here that you see, it's still a thing of who's going to pay their money to come sit down and see that. We don't know that yet. You got to have good players. And right now, when you look at the quality that people are looking for, you don't have it that with a whole bunch of, like across the country, not just like every girl, oh, she can play ball. You know what I'm saying? That's a special thing. That's a very special, that's a special talent.
That's why, like, 1 out of 2,000 people are actually hit professional.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
It's a very special
But the
talent.
proof of Title IX.
I would say it's even more than that. More
I was
than
going to tell you
2,000.
the proof of Title IX. The first time I saw
What the fuck's your
difference-
fascination with Title IX?
Well, I'm just saying about sports was the 1996 Olympics.
Right.
When you had FloJo and the women dominated for the first time. The American women dominated the Olympics, and then you see it again every 4 years. The fact that we look at the Olympics now. The fact that you have the women doing so well. You got Kayla Decky, Simone Biles. All of that's because they went to schools that had a very strong Title IX sports group.
Yeah, I don't know, but I would say for someone like Simone Biles, for her to be that talented, she had to have started way before any Title IX affected her life.
No,
So
I think Title IX.
her skills was going to draw her to a place, regardless.
But what I'm
That's what I
saying
would
is,
say.
but because America started pouring so much money into, hey, we're going to offer you education and sports. Now we're starting to build a team. That's
Okay.
Like, look at the U.S. women's soccer team. That's
Hey, I would say this: that everything along, everything with women has increased and progressed. Why? Women have progressed in our society.
So now they've taken away our reproductive choices and justice to keep us from progressing.
Hold on. Before we go to that, right? That kind of back and forth brought to me the good old
Oh my goodness.
word of the day.
Word of the day.
And this is Michelle's first
Word
time
of
on
the
show.
day.
Right.
Word of the day.
Every episode we have a word of the day.
Hey, wait. Hold on to that, because that's not hard to forget.
What's
Word
that?
of the day.
The word of the day.
Tell us something about the purple hair thing you got going on.
The purple hair thing.
Yes.
I've been doing it purple for about, I guess, a year and a half, a year or so.
Hey, that's been how
Well,
long I haven't seen you then?
I know. Well, look, I color my hair because, you know, you have to have a certain complexion to go all gray. But you have those 20-something years that you're not.
You
gonna
can
go
pull
all gray.
it off. You can pull
But
it
I
off.
did the
gray for
purple
sure.
because, well, at that time I didn't see that many people. Now I see a lot of old ladies of purple, and I'm pissed. I don't have to go back.
They
to
biting
brown.
off you.
I know. I'm like, damn. So now
And
I
then
do
the
brown.
nails you got going
I
on
know
with it
it.
too. It's color coordinated.
I know that was just that was unexpected.
We might have to have
See
her
my
as
toes?
a
Look.
semi-regular.
Frank got his.
Oh, your
done.
toes are purple too?
Yeah, and that Frank, I got him to do his pedicure.
Oh, I see the blue
Yeah.
over. Oh my
Right.
goodness! I'm gonna tell you right now,
Now,
man.
I do love a man with a
I'm
manicure.
not.
I love a man with a manicure.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you
Look.
the truth. I just did a manicure, but my manicure,
I know.
manicure.
You manicure?
Yo, my manicure.
fresh on.
Yo,
Froth on.
niggas gonna start saying that shit. But anyway,
I love a man
mine
with a
just
manicure.
consists of clipping your shit and
Uh-uh.
kind of filing it so it won't be jagged.
No, you
But
gotta
all
make
of
it all
that shit,
smooth.
men ain't supposed to have no
That's not
fucking
true.
colors on their
I know-
nails.
That's not
Get
true.
the fuck
Let me
out.
tell you, who wants sandpaper?
No.
Who wants sandpaper on your
You
bits?
see, look, people have not put their foot down on this cultural
Look,
type shit.
I'm just
America,
I'm saying.
men are not supposed to have no motherfucking polish on their nails or they've got
Well, he doesn't have polish on his nails.
Man,
but I'm
oh, he
saying.
got on the
I
feet?
don't- Well, I told him to.
Feet's a
but
different one.
I'm
Well, your
saying,
feet's different then. Feet,
look,
okay?
I don't want like
Because yo, the
jagged,
feet, you
rough
can put on some
hands
socks.
on my bits.
You can
They
put
gotta
on
be
some
soft.
socks and keep that shit within the privacy of your house. You know
Look,
what I'm saying?
I like some soft
But
hands.
with your hands, you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
something different. You got them on your hands?
No, he didn't put
No.
polish on his hands.
Oh, he got to work.
But
That's
he,
right.
but I'm saying, but I want soft things. I don't want scratchy things on my bits.
What did you say now?
Your hands be all scratchy and
soft.
raggedy.
What does that got to do with putting fingernail
I'm talking about that's why
polish
you
in?
should get a manicure because who wants all that roughness?
Hey,
I
my
already
hey,
exfoliate. I
my
mean,
shit is never rough.
Is it?
I don't think. No.
You got
I don't know.
callus
I'm
on
asking
your
you.
nails.
No, my shit is good. I'm telling
Well,
you,
I have to
man.
ask your wife. How rough?
Because
But
you
look,
know what? I
this
spend a
is
lot of
what is
time
the word of
washing
the
my
day?
hands.
This is what old school does. I'm on a track, right? I'm doing something. I'm
Are
sticking to
you?
the script, right? I'm coming at you with the word of the day.
Word of the day.
This guy goes off into the purple hair.
I know.
Pedicure.
I had to get that
You
in
never
before
know
I
what-
forgot. I would have forgot about it.
You never know what you're gonna get, right? But new school.
Because somebody's going to be looking at it going, okay, give me an explanation for the hair. You know what I'm saying?
Right now,
Hey,
it's perfect.
And this is a very good case of individuality.
I like it. This whole thing right now is a whole case of individuality and new school all over the place, but still trying to stick to the script, right?
Word of the day.
The word of the day came to mind. And the word of today
What is this?
is, a toast is what this is. But the word of the day
And
is
she's going to know this right off the top. She's a fucking walking Google.
I don't know.
entice.
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 Simple word. Put it in your vocabulary bag. Every episode, we try to give you a little
I'm
something,
gonna entice
something
you to get a manicure.
to work out.
Okay.
And
I might try
a
that shit.
sentence we
Especially if I
definitely
get a
use.
coupon.
And we have to just give the just dry definition of just what it
Entice.
means, right? Entice.
She
So
knows it, man.
That's
We'll go
already
around,
encouraged.
as they say, around the horn and shit.
to lead on by exciting hope or
How is that the
desire.
actual definition?
Entice.
To
That
lead
might
on-
be. You gotta. Can you can do it better.
Purple hair.
You can do it one
To
better.
lead on
I'll
by
tell you one
exciting
thing
hope
about
or
the
desire.
purple hair
Mhm.
is I spent most of my life trying not to be seen, and now I'm 55, and I'm like, fuck it, let's just be seen.
Man, how bold is that? Ready to tell you their age and shit. Bum, I'm 55,
Well, I like
ready
it.
to be seen.
I'm just
I
saying-
am woman
I mean, at some
in
point-
mirror.
I'm
And
just saying-
numbers too big
I'm
to
just saying, at
ignore.
some point, you just
And
got
I
to start
know
enjoying.
Gotta
And
do
you know,
life.
and not worry about what you see, what you look. I mean,
Amen,
God
amen.
gave you this. Just move on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Amen. At the church, I gotta get my fan out for that.
Look, and you
She
got hot
says,
flash.
start talking about God though. You know what I'm saying? You say God gave you this and
Well,
that.
I mean, God gave you this.
Oh my goodness!
Hey,
One of them
look
Japanese
at that.
fans.
Old
That what it is?
It's commodity.
One of them Japanese
sleep.
fans.
I am
Oh,
sleep.
Korean.
Korean?
Yes.
Korean, Japanese.
You know, Koreans have done a very good job of food, like diplomacy. I mean, now there's a K-pot in North Rock. There's a couple of Korean
A
places.
K-pod?
A K-pot, a Korean pot.
What does that mean?
K-pop.
Like
Korean
Korean
pot.
food.
But what does it mean?
Well, it's usually like a food where you put broth and vegetables and meat, and you have a big pot.
So what is it free?
No, you have to go and eat it. It's a restaurant.
So what I'm saying, why you saying like the Koreans did something? They got a restaurant.
No, diplomacy. They've been really working hard on spreading their food diplomacy.
Because they're making money. Yeah, that's why.
I'm just saying it's just interesting.
I feel it.
What kind of stuff you like
Shouts
that's
out.
Korean? Could you recommend something?
K-pop, bro.
K-pot.
But I'm saying, what's
dim
a
sum.
specific type
Dim
of
sum.
Oh, I feel you.
Any kind of
dim sum?
Yeah, I love dim sum. Any kind
Isn't
of
it
dim
like a dough type of?
Well, it can be. It's just small little, you know like my
Little
favorite was
doughy.
little, right, there's a little
Like a
dim
little,
sum
what they
place
call
on
those
Rodney
things,
Green.
like with the dough and the meat.
Right,
and
yeah,
everything.
like a little pastry sometimes.
No, but it's on the
Dumplings,
food
you're
tip.
thinking about.
Yeah, like a dumpling type of
Well,
thing.
you
Yeah.
did dumplings.
Kind of similar.
Yeah.
Well, you've been in New York. Shit, Cape
But
Town.
like
Cape Town's
I
tiny.
said on
Girl, I love Cape
my
Town.
my previous episode when we came up talking about Koreans or whatever, I gotta be honest, and I gotta break my habit eventually of the one Oriental place that I do go to.
I think that
But
might be
I'm not
racist,
going
but-
to a Korean restaurant, man. I'm just not gonna do it.
Why?
They don't
Korean
go to no
specifically?
black. Koreans don't go to black nothing. You never see people Koreans go to nothing black. Never.
I
The
don't know.
motherfuckers won't even go to a play.
I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
telling you, they don't. And so why, you know, as a black
I
person,
don't know.
I know. That's why I'm enlightening
I
you.
mean, when I go to Korean Town, I just go there to see Korean people. When I go to
And
Cape
I don't.
Town,
Yeah, I've said
go
that. I
to
don't.
Cape
Right,
Town.
right. So let me ask you this,
Or
right?
You're a
China.
people watcher.
Where would you go to see, say if you want to see some African American people?
outside.
Where now? In Little Rock or in general?
Well, I mean, I live
so-
I live by Euler. I mean, I just walk out my door.
I got you.
And what, you see black people?
Yeah.
I think that could scare some people.
So is it,
Is that crazy to say?
no, because those are her neighbors.
Yeah, my name. Which for a while they thought I was Mexican, and
I could see that.
and they
I
would speak
could- I
English
could
as though they
see that.
assumed I didn't understand.
Although
English.
I don't know if Mexicans would do the purple hair. Do they do the purple
Well,
hair?
I mean, I didn't have purple hair.
No, but I'm saying, would they do the purple hair?
Yeah, why not?
I'm just saying, because you were saying, you
Well, I
know,
would
you-
assume like a hot pink.
but I could really see them, because Italians, and Hispanics with the complexion. I could see that. Yeah.
New school is feeling the purple hair. I must say. I feel
well,
it.
thank you.
I tell you what, man. Old school. I don't know. I
Now,
mean,
my mom is very against it.
I was going to say.
But my mother's a retired stylist, so what I did was I kind of messed it up the first time.
Uh-huh.
So then she started coloring it, so it at least looked decent.
So now I guess if you wanted to, you could experiment with different colors.
Well,
Like,
kinda.
did you do that yet? Like what? Like on 4th of July is coming up. You could do like a red, white, and blue.
Shit,
Oh, that's just
put
too
the-
much. That's just too much work. That's too much processing.
Wow.
I just
Wouldn't that be cool?
But now
though?
I see a lot of.
I'm
I
giving
see
us
a
some
lot of
ideas.
older ladies now with purple hair. I'm like, motherfucker, I gotta stop.
And
that.
it's really because what you're trying to hide the gray.
Well, I mean, I was always coloring. I've been coloring my hair since I was 13 because it gives me body,
Now I'm gonna tell you something. I haven't seen you in a while,
right?
but you haven't done it enough to where I've seen it because I wasn't expecting the purple. It's cool, but I'm just saying I wasn't expecting the purple.
Well, it's kind of bizarre. I get a lot of compliments, but they're all like 20 something.
What color do you use over here?
I think it was kind of like a brunette maybe or something like
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah. It's normally like a mahogany or
I
something.
never seen her blonde though. That's one. I never seen
I don't
blonde.
look good blonde. I did it
Never
once.
seen
I did
blonde.
platinum blonde once.
Can I hit
But
you
my
with a
skin
new?
is
Can I hit
kinda
you with a new
green.
school, OG Lee?
Yes.
Yeah,
Michelle,
look at
Michelle
your
too
hair.
is here. This is a new
My
school.
hair?
Yeah.
You want to see my hair? You said?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
You
see.
have gray.
Well, first of all, I don't
First
have
of
hair.
Well, you had a little bit like around the side.
Yeah, I just got a
No.
wobbly head. And
Bald
you know, this is like 5 years ago. I noticed, maybe a little bit more, that I have a wobbly head.
A
You know what I'm
wobbly.
saying?
Oh, yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
slant.
Like if you're talking to
You
me,
got
and it's
dropped a
move-
couple
you're
times,
talking
so
to me and it's
just moving,
moving and shit, you don't
moving.
notice it. But if I take like a still picture,
Milk
you be
does
like,
that shit.
God damn, that motherfucker head is
I think
wobbly
like
like a
somebody dropped you
motherfucker.
on that side of your head.
But look, here's a new
They
school.
could have, I can tell. That's why I act like a fucking ass.
A new school for both
Shit
of
happened
you,
in
right?
Brooklyn, dude.
We go from talking craziness, right? One thing, topic to another, topic to another. This one is random, out of left field, right?
Shit, what isn't random?
Put yourself in this scenario. Would you rather?
Oh, this guy came up with that shit. Would you
Would
rather?
you rather? Right? Would you rather wade through a school of jellyfish? We're saying like 20 yards.
Jellyfishes?
20 yards. Wade through a school of jellyfish, or walk through a colony of fire ants. Same, same duration of space. 20 yards.
Now, like I said, she's a freaking walking Google.
I don't know about
Because
that.
I don't know what jellyfishes do.
They sting you.
Oh, that's what I
But if
figured
it's a
by
box
saying
jellyfish, you could die. I mean, kind of.
See, I'm telling you, she's like, I can see
I
her.
used to watch a
you
lot
know
of
what?
like nature
I can see her
TV.
doing some
I don't ever
crocodile
watch
hunter
that.
shit.
But you know,
I could.
I would like to think I could run fast enough to go through what you said.
In the
walk.
water?
No, through the fire ants.
Oh, that's good thinking.
Because
right
jellyfish
there.
have long
Yeah,
tentacles.
and
you got to
be
wrap
in water,
around
right?
you.
You couldn't.
Right,
oh,
you got to wrap
that-
around you. They could be over there, but he could be stinging you from over here.
And you said you could run through the fire ants?
Yeah, I didn't,
Well, I mean, but
I
I'm
didn't
saying that
specify
But
necessarily. I
I'm
didn't
just
specify.
thinking a long tentacle.
She's like that guy. I'd be thinking.
I'm just saying. I mean, my thought would: do I want something wrapped around me, or can I just like have it bite me and run? I think I'd rather
Them
do
fire
that.
ants ain't no joke though. But yeah, I'm like her. I would deal with the on land shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I'm feeling too.
Yeah.
You kind of swayed me with that idea.
Now, I got a
you could
question,
sprint. What's that? What's that?
which I don't understand. Why do people pay to swim with sharks?
That's white people though.
It is mostly white, but I've
No,
seen some
mostly.
black
You ain't seen a nigga do that yet.
people. I've seen one. But
Yet.
I got a friend
Yet.
who just came back.
Not yet. Nigga, I want to swim with you, and then I want to pay. No.
Yeah, I know. I don't
So they can make
understand that.
films of
I
me
don't
and make
understand
money
that.
off that
Look,
shit.
look, I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with these people? I'm like, why? Why do you want to do that?
Craziness. Yeah,
That's
really
white people
encounters
doing that.
with predators in general are
No
kind
damn
of
well
wild
there's
to me.
white people doing that.
But
I don't even pay for it.
you safe to say you could just like go to the ocean and do it, or you say like that's a crazy activity. Why the fuck would you do that?
No, I mean, like, there's people who, like, apparently they, like, feed sharks and then you go and swim with them.
Didn't you know about the crocodile hunter?
The crocodile.
R.I.P.,
Oh, yeah.
man, don't
He
do
got
that
killed
to
by
me.
a stingray.
But he
Which
used to
I didn't
go.
know stingrays
He
could kill you.
he has a hell of a portfolio of shit he done, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. I didn't know
So
stingrays
once you
could
do
kill
type
you.
shit, eventually you're gonna die from doing that dumb shit,
But
right?
I just don't know. Like, I know.
But
black girl,
he
she just came
benefited
back
the
from
society, huh?
I got a friend of mine who just came back from Mexico, black girl. She swam with sharks. I'm like, why? I don't understand that.
She's
I just came
she's
from
new
Mexico. I didn't swim
school.
in no
She
sharks.
ain't like no regular nigga though. She
Uh,
can't be.
No, I don't know. She's
'Cause-
young. She's probably
Yeah,
30 something.
Yeah, she ain't no regular nigga. No. She ain't, and she knows it.
That's the new.
What's her
school.
job? What's her occupation?
She's a nurse.
She's a nurse.
Mhm.
Yeah, she ain't no regular nigga.
But I just said I just came back from Mexico.
Yeah.
Last week.
Michelle enlightened me. She's from Italy. I've been feeling like I gotta travel more,
She
man.
ain't from no goddamn Italy.
What are you talking about? I got papers.
Yeah.
Hold on,
She's,
hold on.
like I said, you've been living here for the last 50 years.
Culture, bro.
She ain't from.
He's jealous. He's
I know.
She's
jealous.
from Pine Bluff.
I grew up in Pine Bluff.
No, really though. I guess you could say that, but if you lived here for the last 50 years and you 55 or something like that, you're not from here.
But you were born there, eh?
Now, well, that's questionable.
Yeah,
I'm
really.
registered in Pine Bluff.
Interesting.
What do you mean when you say registered?
I mean, you could register your birth. You didn't have to have a birth certificate. It's a birth
But
certificate.
anyway, you from Italy. Go ahead. What was
No, I was just saying, man. Traveling definitely is what I want to do, kind of like in my spare time. What I want to do.
Me
with,
too.
Extra fun and things like
I wanna
that.
go to
after the
Egypt. We should go to
experience.
Egypt.
Man, listen. The
That
other
would be
day,
fucking dope.
I
We should go to
went
Egypt.
to get some beer.
Mm-hmm.
And that
and
was your traveling?
I went to.
He's good.
Man, I went in the store, right? And when I went in, it was 3. You could tell they were Hispanic guys, right?
Uh-huh.
And they were standing in line. I went and got my beer. I stood in line. I was like, damn, I feel tall in this motherfucker, man. I'm not kidding you. Every one of the motherfuckers was shorter than me.
And what are you like?
So you're like,
5'4"?
oh,
I was 5'5". I
that's not
said,
so
God
bad.
damn.
5'5". I said
Every one
5'4".
of them. It was like very noticeable. I was like, whoa, I'm the motherfucker here.
You're like, these guys are so bad.
Unbelievable, man.
Oh, man.
Shit.
That's
yeah.
what
No, I will. I mean, the few times I find someone shorter than me, which is very rare, I will go up to
That's
him
what
and I'll be
I'm
like,
saying.
"Hey, girl, look, I'm taller than you. Let me take a picture of this." Let me take a picture of this.
Document this.
I'm like,
That's
"You're
funny.
shorter than me. What are you like, 4'10"?
But women are, tend to be shorter. But these guys, I was like, yeah. And so they were ready to like go under like, maybe foundations of houses.
Or go to a tree like a Keebler elf.
They be
Where's
chopping
your
down them
tree,
trees.
bitch?
You look up, that motherfucker be way up there chopping down trees and shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you gotta give them their hustle. You can't knock the hustle, man.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Can't knock the hustle. So what did anybody talk any more about the enticing type shit?
In regards to what?
The word of the day.
I gave it definition.
I like to entice you to give me money because it will bring me hope. And what was the rest of
To
that
give
definition?
it, boy, that'd be
Hope,
some
hope.
hell of
or
enticing because I
Hope.
ain't got shit. You
It
can't.
would, it would
I
help
learned
me.
this
It would
from-
help me believe into your, or help me buy into your. The world is only a capitalistic world.
No, I said this country. I didn't say
This
world.
country.
See how white folks put stuff in your mouth?
Okay, first of all, I'm white-ish.
White-ish. Oh, that should be a new series, right? Did they have something like that?
Well, they had a
They got
blackish.
White-ish.
But I just really,
I know they had the blackish, yeah.
I mean, I could say olive-ish.
That's funny. That is funny, but
You know what? I was really surprised about
Oh,
that
shit.
shit. When I went to Italy,
Mhm.
Italy was a lot more fucked up than I thought.
Really?
I'm not kidding, yeah.
When'd you go? Though?
It's been some years, but it was 1984. But
Fucked up
and
outside.
all on the countryside, like when we was driving to get to like the Vatican and all that shit. These motherfuckers, you got clothes all along the countryside. That's how they dry their clothes all out and
That's
shit
what-
like
That's
that.
what they do most
Drying
of
them
Europe.
on fucking rocks
What's
and
wrong
shit
with
like
them?
that. Yeah.
That's what they do most of Europe.
But I'm just saying, as you driving by it, it's like not something you would expect it. You know what I'm
He's so
saying?
Americanized.
And I'm telling you, it was in Rome. I hope they cleaned it up because it was trash. The
They
only
didn't have
place
dry- you
clean
sound
was
so
around
American.
the area
Vatican?
around the Vatican. That's
Oh,
it.
well,
Every place
everywhere I
else
went was
was at that
clean.
time like New York
Well-
City, a fucking dump.
Well, in the 80s, I'm sure. But when I went to Italy, of course, it was really clean. But then my apartment was right behind the Vatican. And it was right around Easter. Man, I never seen shit so clean. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Even the rats would pop across the street like really neat. Like that guy.
The rats was all skinny and shit.
I know they were
Because-
skinny.
yeah.
They were skinny.
Because
I
they
was
had
like,
been
what kind-
cleaning up and
I know.
shit.
I
They're
was
like,
like,
damn,
look
we
at this
usually
rat.
have all that
This
shit.
rat was so skinny,
Shit.
it had like a space between the belly and the floor. I was like, New York rat be like, boom, 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 boom.
You know what's the
Wow,
trip though
sometimes.
that I thought about New York rats? Just the other day I was
Big
thinking
as
about
fuck.
it. But how you
Squirrels.
always see one, or I did anyway, I guess if you're lucky. The one scene where the rat is trying to pull a piece of pizza
Oh, up the
through the
stairs.
hole or something like that.
Oh, I
I
thought
just saw that again the other day. I was like,
Pizza rat?
yeah, he's trying to pull the pizza through the hole, and nothing he does, he doesn't realize.
You
I
seen the
cannot-
one up the
now,
stairs?
I can
Yeah.
get
Right.
through, but me getting this pizza through this hole, it ain't gonna happen, man.
damn, that's crazy.
I
haven't
always
seen
saw
that.
New York rats when I needed a subway, and I just missed it. To be like, I don't like, how do they live? I mean, they're gigantic. You could put saddles and seats on it and make it into transit.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think
Possible.
you could catch them and import them to Africa and shit, man.
They'd eat those motherfuckers.
Yeah, you might as well keep energies going, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, come on. But I hit you with this bell ring here. This bell
That
ring.
bell
man.
is like serious.
That
We
That
are
is a
free.
big bell.
We's free. Thank God Almighty. We's free.
It's free, man.
You don't know
Well,
nothing about that.
That bell right there indicate that we have a good old.
Oh, my
Mind
goodness.
crusher.
You don't
What
know
is
about
this?
mind crushers.
What's a mind
It's a
crusher?
mind crusher.
It's
A
where
random question or scenario, no, to just
It
kind of
come from them
break up the
cards. Like,
monotony.
Where
show
you
who,
get these
show her
cards?
who the picture on that card.
Big cookie.
This one is called the Big Cookie.
Big cookie.
And random as they
Big
come.
Cookie.
Big Cookie.
I used to know a girl named Big Cookie.
Big Cookie, you come.
They used to call her Big Cookie. I'm not gonna tell you why. But go ahead.
Big Cookie is a cookie the size of Australia still a cookie, or has it become something else?
Wait, your
This
question
is not
if a
fair
coo-
because
a
Michelle
cookie-
knows the
I
size
don't
of
know this.
Australia.
I
man.
don't, but if a cookie's the size of Australia, is
If
it still a cookie?
Yeah, do you still
Now
consider
what
it a
happened though
or
after
does
the
it
cookie
become-
became
It's the size of Australia. Continent
size of a
cookie.
kangaroo?
No,
Size of a
continent.
continent cookie Are you still considering that a cookie, or is that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you consider the ingredients, or do you consider the size and the fact
Man,
that
that's
you
a
can hold up light?
coincidence, man. I just bought a tub of cookie dough today.
Did you really?
I did from damn Sam's.
Mm-hmm.
Just bought it.
Sam's has cookie dough?
And I never do that. I never do that.
Australia size cookie. Boy,
Shit.
how many tubs of cookie dough is that?
Shit.
Billions,
How does it taste though?
trillions?
That's the question.
You just
Well,
bite
can you
into
eat the
that bag.
island?
You-
I like how you
An
guys.
island? Can you eat the island? It becomes an island at this point. Is
Well, I
that
mean, if it's the size
Aus-
of Australia,
Is Australia an island?
Well, technically, I mean,
What makes it technically an
because
island?
it's surrounded
come
by
on,
water.
man?
So that's an island. Why would you say technically?
Because isn't it also a
Let's
continent?
say it's a continent.
But it's a continental
So a
island then. We
Oh
just
my
made
God.
that shit up. Let's
I know,
patent that
it's a
shit.
continental
It's a
island.
continental island.
And we
That
have a
sounds legit.
continental
But
belt.
that's a case again of. Have you ever seen them Aboriginal motherfuckers?
I mean, images. I have not
I haven't
seen.
actually
I,
seen
I
mean,
met
you
one
see
girl.
them here.
I met one girl. in
Them,
New
I
Orleans.
have to be honest.
I met
boy,
one
they
girl
are
that was a
something.
First Nation. They're called First Nations,
See what I'm saying? This is a fucking.
which I think we
walking
should use in
Google.
America instead of saying Indians or Native America. They're First Nation.
First
Their
Nation.
nation was here first.
Respectfully.
Right.
I
Well,
like
You gotta
that.
give the props.
you know, how many times a day do you see an Indian to where you even have to deal with that?
Well, I mean, not in Arkansas per se. I mean,
And that's where we are.
right.
But
But I mean,
People
like
always
in
start
Arizona,
talking about that when they talk about it's like, how many times do you see an Indian in your life to really have You don't have to deal with all that shit.
Bruh.
You don't. You don't
Dang,
have to.
So
They just bring shit in to divide people, man. You don't have
Well,
to
I mean,
really
just
think
here,
about.
but there's 3/4 that. What, like you have New
That's the
Mexico,
places you need to-
Oklahoma, Arizona, Utah, Montana.
But it has brought a lot of Indians.
Yeah. And
And
that's just a few I could think of off the top of my head.
what do they do in general?
What do you mean?
Like to make a living?
Well, right now they own all the casinos. So.
the term Indians, they don't like that.
I mean,
Come on,
it's
do
like,
you think
bitch,
all?
you gave us
Do you
these,
think all of
and
those
now I'm taking
Indians
all
are
your money.
surviving off of that?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just giving you an example. I was being
Right, that's what
facetious.
people keep saying. They got casinos. Those casinos are not taking care of all those Indians.
Well, they're taking care of a chunk. I'm just saying, it's a payback is a bitch.
Indeed, indeed.
Right.
What do you mean
You
by
gave
that?
us beads. We're giving you chips. That's all I'm saying.
Give me booze, motherfuckers.
Ooh.
Hey, I will tell you, in Arizona, when I was out in Phoenix, and they would have, I don't know, gas shortage, or even sometimes the water would be jacked up because it's a desert. We should learn not to live there. All of them would have nothing. But you go to a casino or any of the reservations, they had all the gas and all the water. And it'd be like lots of money to get it out.
You lying.
Mm-mm.
I ain't lying.
So, and this is right here, switching topics. This is what New School does.
Switching topics.
OG Lee kind of brought this one to me, but the Mike Tyson and the
Oh my
Jake
God.
Paul
Oh,
fight,
yeah.
you said he got
Did you
canceled.
know anything? You know.
I only know a
getting
little
ready-
bit.
I'm
I
getting ready to
mean,
ask her.
I just found out that
You know
he was,
it. Knowing she knows shit about it.
I just know a little bit because I know I was shocked that he was going to
Didn't you
fight
tell me
somebody.
you did it?
But then he got sick, right?
Did he get canceled?
Yeah, I think so. It was temporary.
I think right now it's canceled.
Because
and
didn't he
and
almost
at that
pass out on
point,
the airplane?
you know, Mike, I'm glad
Mike
Mikey
Tyson?
pulled out, man.
Yeah, he like passed out or something on the
Yeah.
airplane.
On the airplane, they said that. And see, again, this is this thing about news, right? That's what the word is, that he passed out on the plane.
What a doctor
Right.
was called.
Interesting.
Right, so-
Interesting.
And I was saying in the previous episode that I think he had more to damn lose than gain. I'm glad he pulled out for whatever reasons.
But I don't think he's going to stay up. I'm telling you, the minute he gets cleared, he's going to do it.
Man.
I mean, look.
But this is the thing,
Tyson's
though.
had a rough road.
It's not
He's not the
good.
smartest
It
one.
won't happen. You know why?
Why?
Because if the guy is Jake Paul is his name, right?
Mhm.
If
Yeah,
Jake
he's
Paul
fighting.
beats Mike Tyson, everybody would say, "Oh, well, he just was on this shit where something was wrong with him." So it wouldn't be a full-fledged win for Jake. See what I'm saying?
So you think he's not going to take the win?
He's going to fight Roy Jones.
I'm just saying.
Mike
that-
Tyson is?
No, Jake Paul.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, if Mike Tyson
Yeah,
decides to
you
get
know
back
what I mean,
into
man.
it,
Old school,
you
no
don't think
more
the
than
rest
me.
is going to fight them?
He'll fight him. The money is there. But what I'm saying is you will always have the excuse for the Mike Tyson fans to say Mike Tyson wasn't 100%.
Well, obviously, because he's old.
No.
I mean, what the fuck?
But now on top of that, he was old, and also they said some shit about the shit on the plane. So that's like
Right,
he was. In other
that's
words,
what
Mike
I'm
Tyson was saying, "Yo, as old as I am, I could still take him." But now it's like, okay, you old, plus you had some shit that
See,
nobody
this
know
is
what the
I'm
fuck
saying,
was.
But I'm saying, I'm just saying, if I was Mike Tyson, I'd be like, yeah, I'm old, I can take you. I'm not gonna take another professional boxer.
Well, Jake Paul to me is professional. You see what
That's
he
what I'm
did
saying, I
with
wouldn't do
Nate?
that.
What's that guy? Nate.
I'm saying I wouldn't
what
do
was
that.
Nate that used to play basketball? He thought that's what Jake Paul got his fame when he knocked that motherfucking ass out.
What? What did he do?
He knocked out Nate. Somebody who was
Nate
a former
Robinson.
Nate Robinson. He's a former basketball player turned boxer until he met Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? And like everything, Jake Paul was the great white hope. And
He was definitely
Nate Robinson,
famous before that.
you know, he had a little build on him and all this. Jake Paul fucked him up.
Really? He didn't
Yeah.
have a big span.
Yeah, who? Nate Robinson?
Yeah, because he's a basketball player.
Nate Robinson was one of the smaller basketball players.
5'9",
He was like,
crazy.
he
won
was.
a dunk contest on some crazy.
But I'm telling you, he got.
I'm just saying, against an average person, yeah, Tyson could beat him. But are you gonna? That's just
Yeah.
not
So
smart
what
thing.
you think, old school? Tyson is.
Tyson's out. Tyson's out.
Jake Paul. No, if nothing would have happened, Tyson would have been taking it, or it would have been a Jake Paul wash.
I somehow felt kind of like it never was going to take place, man, because I kept saying, and Tyson listens
Well,
to
that
me.
could be what.
That's my homeboy from Brownsville, Brooklyn. Tyson, he heard me.
It's
And he
probably
listened
why
to
he
me.
got-
I said,
that's probably why he got passed
you got
out.
way more to motherfucking lose than
Stressing
you got to
about it.
gain, my
That's what I'm
nigga.
saying. He's like, oh shit, Leroy talked to me. I got passed out.
I promise you.
I gotta get out of
That
this.
nigga from
Oh my
Brownsville.
God.
Exactly.
Leroy said to get the fuck out. I gotta pass out.
But no, he didn't say it like that. He was
I
like,
just-
yo, my man Lee said don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Talked
that's
to
what I'm
Lee
saying.
last
And he's like,
night.
not my fault. It's my body's fault. I can't do it.
Hey,
It was a cold. It was that Chinese flu. I don't know.
they put some shit
My
on him.
boy from Brown.
They slipped the Mickey in his drink.
Hey, I had one more topic though.
One more?
I couldn't remember if this was on camera or off camera, but the Trump verdict. I saw a little Hunter Biden trial. Did we get? I want a little insight from the old school, yo, man.
Man, look here, boy. I tell you what. This shows you, man. You know, they set black people up. I gotta say it. When they came in our neighborhood with that crack. See?
Facts. Yeah.
But what they forgot is that some white people.
Like the crack. Which, I mean, who does? First of all, who still does crack? That's what I'm saying.
No, they going back on his ass. It ain't like it was yesterday. They going back to 2018.
But, I mean, who was doing crack in 2000? I mean, I didn't know
the
people.
white people, they had just caught on to that
What are you
shit.
talking about? I thought crack was out by the 90s.
Yo,
80s.
they brought it back to get to the
90s.
white people so they would be
90s.
like,
By then, it
yo,
was
we
all
want to
meth.
show you what y'all did to us. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Hunter Biden couldn't handle that shit, man. That motherfucker started telling people he's selling paintings and shit.
Strung out.
Nigga, you know you ain't paint nothing. He getting ready to go to prison.
Crackhead tales.
You think he'll go to prison for it?
No, you know
No.
they ain't gonna let that white man get out of prison.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he'll get. I mean,
Look, that's the one thing that white people really don't want. They set up prisons, right?
Mhm.
But the last thing they want to see is a white man go to prison. You don't want that. They know they don't want that. Imagine Hunter Biden in general population. Imagine Hunter Biden in general population. Get the fuck out of here, man.
or Trump.
No way. No way.
Bitch, I got to have this gold fucking toilet.
Oh shit!
Oh, that would be
Imagine
hilarious.
Trump in
I
general
can only eat on a
population.
gold tray.
Oh my god!
But Trump 34 counts. They said.
I know 34. I mean, you got 12 people to agree
Hey,
on all 34 counts.
that's how you know
that's-
America's going to the dogs.
What do you mean you're two dogs?
What did I mean?
Please.
Tell me, what white person gets on 34 counts? That's a lot. Nobody different or nothing? That's worse than they do for black folks. Shit, tell me that. No, 34 counts?
So wait, why is that?
No.
How is that going to the dogs?
Because white
People are
folk,
agreeing,
white
you
folk
say?
with money used to be a walk in the park. They don't even go to trial. That's totally
But
fucking.
here's the thing. I think he had an opportunity not to go to trial. And he chose
If
not
he
to.
would have copped the plea, but
Right.
who wants to fucking cop a plea?
Well, I mean,
Because he was thinking
He never
that,
cops
and he was
anything.
thinking that out of
I mean,
12
rape,
people,
women, whatever.
somebody would be off. You know what
I
I'm saying?
I know what I'm saying. And then New
That's-
Yorkers
that's-
on
that's
top of
something
that.
crazy.
I'm just saying, you got 12 people, 12 New Yorkers to agree 34 times. And you're
That's
gonna tell me
cra-
that
that's
shit
cra-
was rigged?
that's crazy.
No.
Well, what else wouldn't you say was rigged? That doesn't sound rigged for them to agree on 34 counts.
An election, perhaps?
No, but I'm saying that you're gonna
Unbelievable.
sit there and have. I mean, first of all, the whole thing. When you listen, I just hear tidbits of it, and I'm like, this shit is actually real. They actually paid these people, paid the doorman $10,000 for some fake story. What the fuck?
Cause 10 grand ain't shit to them.
I know. I'm just saying. But when you hear all the stories, and you're like, that's just so.
Cause he's like, look, one day I was with this
It's
girl.
like, I feel like we
boom,
went to
I let
Wizard of
her
Oz.
do this. We did that. I don't want my wife to know that. Boom.
Please.
So of course I would pay
Yeah, like
somebody.
what are some of the verdicts like?
But I feel like if we went, like it's at Wizard of Oz, and we just pulled back the curtain. We just saw all, and it's
all
just
the craziness,
right, all the crazy shit, and it was just a bunch of 3 people.
Like the Wizard of
control-
Oz?
Right.
falsifying documents. I'm
and
thinking
faking
one of-
news and doing this and doing that. And he claims that, oh, this is fake news, fake news. Dude, you gave birth to this. You said, hey, make up this shit about this person, make up stuff about this person. And now you're complaining that the news might be fake on you.
This is one of those people, man. That's why they don't show what you do in the ballot box. You know, behind the curtain.
Mhm.
She gonna vote for Trump. I promise you.
What? Oh, I don't know.
It's people like that that talk against Trump. They go behind the curtain and they press the buttons for Trump.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Come on, you know you
There's
are.
no way.
You
No
know
way.
you know you want
No
Trump.
way.
New school's got to know though.
I have a uterus. I have to vote against him.
Why do they keep bringing that up as an issue?
Listen.
Abortion shit.
I mean, it's reproductive justice.
It's
not just
if
abortion.
you don't want to
It's
have,
not just
if you
abortion.
don't want to have a baby, don't have sex.
Or how about this? If you
Damn.
don't agree with abortion, just don't have one.
Don't have sex if you don't want. If you want to
I
have an
agree.
issue over
But if
abortion.
you got a problem with it, then you don't do it. But if you have a miscarriage, please have that means all the medical any education or supplies that I have. But fuck it, we can't do that either.
So what's your suggestion?
What's my suggestion?
Yes.
To make it legal. First of all, why are we prosecuting doctors for doing their job for their patient? Not for you, who have nothing to do with this person's body or what's going on with your situation. This person has nothing to do with it. But yet they're going to dictate your doctor what he or she can practice with you.
Would you want to be an abortion doctor in Arkansas?
Would I want to be?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who
Well,
says
if
abortion
you
doctor? I mean,
if you
I
had
think it
if you
OBGYN
had
in
if you had
general.
the skills and you had that capability, would you want to be one? Because you do know the history of abortion doctors in Arkansas, right?
I don't. Tell me what's
Yeah,
what's-
tell him.
Man, you know it?
I mean, I know my version of history. What's your version?
No, I'm talking about what has literally happened to doctors who perform abortions in Arkansas.
got
They
rid of
know
them?
it. Killed them.
Mhm.
Or one of them, they blew up, sent a bomb to his house, blew his motherfucking face off
in
and shit like
Arkansas?
that.
I don't
You don't know that?
We know the clinic that I mean,
Do
everybody.
that history on that. That's on the
everybody in my
record.
book knew
There's
this
no
is
mo-
the doctor you went to. If things, that's where you went to.
Hey, it might be like that.
But I'm saying there's also
you look
not
at the
necessarily
history of what has
abortions.
happened to abortion doctors in
But I'm
Arkansas.
saying not just abortions. I mean, there's the fact that miscarriage occurs and you need medical care for it. There's also the fact that the fetus maybe not be viable. So why are you stuck with a something that's not viable? That's still in your body.
What you mean when you say that?
I mean, like no heart rate, no
Okay,
heartbeat.
so it's not
What if it's a
viable.
what if it's a globular?
What happens
pregnancy?
now? Tell me what happens.
Well, I mean, what happens like in Texas, which just the other day.
No, you're not even Texas. What
Well, I'm
happens
just
in
saying that's an
Arkansas?
example. I mean, I don't know because that case doesn't come.
All
up.
right, tell me,
But
Texas.
this woman had her fetus was non-viable, had no heart rate. They wouldn't do anything for her. She waited 2.5 weeks. Her body was not naturally expelling it because the doctors were afraid to do anything. They went to they ended up going out of state, all because she had
wait, she got a dead fetus in her body,
Yeah.
and she's going out of state.
because it
You're
wasn't-
sick. What's funny about
I'm
that?
being
You sick
serious.
fuck.
Oh, wait,
She
but I'm
almost died.
saying,
She
wait,
became septic.
She's
became
in
septic.
Texas.
Right, they left the state.
And the baby's dead in her,
You're right,
and nobody would take it out.
exactly.
Well, how did she find out it was dead in her?
Because they did several tests and there was no heartbeat.
And so the hospital that
Would
she
not treat her. Sent her home.
okay,
Because
so
that'd be considered an abortion.
Right, because and everyone was afraid to because then the doctor would go to jail and they would prosecute. They're even trying to prosecute Uber drivers for taking you to the fucking hospital.
Mm.
So what I'm saying is, why are you going to have women go
Wait
through
a
all
minute,
of
wait a
this
minute,
when
wait a
it's
minute.
not? People don't
when you
understand.
say that, like if you say that they are trying to prosecute,
Yeah, that's
Uber,
what the Texas
they,
law.
who is they in
Whoever
this
wrote
case?
the laws in Texas, and now that's one in Texas, also Montana, some other, because they're all copied. If you look at the laws that passed in Texas, that exact same law was sent to Kentucky. That exact same law was sent to other places.
For
And you know
transporting people
that would be
to
by
get abortion.
that would be
And to
by
make it
whoever
abortion.
is lobbying for that.
Right. I'm saying.
And that's what if you follow that, follow that. That's would be whoever is lobbying, where they already have a pre-made script of what they want you to say. You just follow this right here, or guess what? Next time we're gonna run somebody against you.
Probably, but see
There's
what
no
happened
problem.
was,
That's what happened.
So after Roe v. Wade, you had all these people, religious people who were like anti-abortion.
Black people should be out of that. By the way, the Roe v. Wade whole argument, because you shouldn't be aborting your fucking babies.
Well, it's not just aborting babies.
But I know you're telling all of the fucking peripheral shit, but I'm saying in general, that's where that came from. About nobody used to fucking kill their babies. That was not a part of black fucking culture, is what I'm saying. Nobody was killing their babies.
So you're saying black culture did not have any history of abortions?
No, not until
Every
these white
culture
people
has
introduced that
history.
to them.
Every culture has
To
abortion.
be honest, if you want to
Because
know
women
ask
paid
a
the
Jamaican
price.
what an abortion was. He would punch the fucking girl in the stomach. That's what the fucking I'm just being.
I'm trying
And you
to
know
tell
what I'm talking about.
Because every woman pays the price of either having sex when not married, having a child, can't afford a child. The woman pays the price. So every culture in
But wait a
history
minute,
has had an
that part
abortion.
I always take a disagreement. I have a
How do you have a
disagreement
disagreement?
with, because you always make the choice to have sex. I'm just saying you do. So
Well, not necessarily if you're raped. Was that a choice?
Oh, now I'm not
I'm
talking
just
about
saying.
rape now.
Well,
That
I mean-
is a reality. I know that is a different story.
But
I'm
it
saying,
all produces the same thing.
but I'm saying you do have control over having sex. So if you don't have sex, you wouldn't need an abortion. There's a lot of people. Oh, these 16-year-olds, they can't get these abortions. Why are you having sex at 16? Instead of promoting that part of it, they just keep talking about the part, to me, that's negative. Why are you having sex
So,
at 16?
are you talking?
Especially
you're
in certain,
asking why
especially in certain cultures.
When
In
you're
certain
saying
cultures,
why
they
you
don't
having
have.
sex,
They don't have. In certain cultures, they don't have that when they're talking about a 16-year-old having abortions. Because they're not promoting it, even though we know they do have that. Because
Right.
there's so many of them. It's got to be a lot of them that's
Listen,
having
though,
that. But you never
when
hear
you
it.
say why are you having sex, are you talking to men or to women?
Either. Well, I'm usually.
You're talking to women.
I'm talking to women.
I know you are.
And
'Cause
listen,
fucking
this is
men
why.
can do whatever
Hey,
the fuck they want. That's
but
what you're
this is
saying.
what I'll
That's
say,
what it
and I'm
sounds
gonna
like.
say it before God and everybody. That is what I'm saying. Look, the woman is the one who makes a society good or bad. Why? They control whether or not a man can have sex with them.
Then-
Right? Just like you always hear
Dude, I don't know where
these
you
women
been.
going, oh, you know him, he was no good. Oh, really? Of course he was no good. He wanted to have sex with you like any male animal. You're the one who chose him to have sex with you.
I mean, I know a lot of women who did not make a choice.
Now, we're not talking about rape. That happens in society. I'm talking about under normal circumstances when they keep talking. He's
Not
no
even
good.
just rape. You don't think people have been talked to, or young girls get groomed and talked into shit that they know they're not even capable of making that decision, but buy into all the bullshit that some dudes fed them.
Now,
Usually some
now
older
that's
creepy
very
dude.
interesting.
Some creepy old dude.
That's very interesting for her, to hear her say that, because I will say that there's a lot of young ladies who have not given in to that, and I would say that if you look at a lot of them young ladies who went with that, what sounds like sugar daddy type shit, the motive was they was trying to get money, and being.
Well, I'm talking about just someone paying some girl. I mean, I've seen lots of 15,
Okay,
16-year-olds.
keep talking
who, like,
about it so we
older-
can understand about how you
right,
saying how he
like,
talked
you-
out of
like
some
you're
ass.
pretty, you're this, you're that, and all of a sudden you got this attention and all this, and next thing you know, you've been sucked
Fatherless.
into.
So in other words, he talked out of some ass.
Right.
Okay. Well, you got to train against that somehow.
Can New
Train
School, can
against
New
that.
School ask a question, right?
Yeah.
One of those off
But
the
why
wall.
are you training the women and not just the men?
Because men by nature are going to be nasty motherfuckers. And when women understand that, that's how you have to be discerning to say, I already know what he
it's on
wants.
women
Yes,
about
it's
sex. It's on women about being talked into shit. It's on women about being groomed. It's on women about being raped. It's all.
I didn't say
That's-
about. I didn't. Wait
that's
a
what it
minute.
sound
See,
like.
wait a minute.
That's what you just
Wait
said.
a minute.
You
Wait
just said it's on women.
You see how the narrative goes? I didn't say it's all women about no rape. Every situation we talked about rape, I said, notwithstanding that, I know there's.
But there's a lot of rape going on.
You're absolutely right. You're right about that.
Oopsie, we're gonna make an exception for this.
Nobody
There's
said
no
make-
exception.
Gonna hook
Who
us
say
up
making
on the
exceptions? Huh?
on the bleeps. On grape.
We're not making any kind of exceptions. I'm saying if somebody get convicted of rape, put them in fucking prison.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is that there are a lot of young ladies who get themselves in those situations where if they hadn't went there, that situation would have never occurred.
So I have a question. Have you ever made a mistake as a young man?
Absolutely. So, but I'm saying everybody's entitled to their mistakes, but I didn't blame anybody for mine. Is what I'm saying.
Well, who's blaming? I'm just saying.
Well, you saying somebody talked them into something?
Well, I'm saying that
you said they
could've-
talked
I
them
said-
out of some ass.
I said it could have been. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you can get groomed quite easily without even realizing it.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. When I was coming up, once a female got to be 16, she already was on her own volition, and a male, by the time he was probably 12, he was jacking off already. So you already knew by the time he got 14, 15, 16, he's going to be chasing some ass, right? So it's up to the female to be discerning, to understand, I already know that whatever he's saying, the bottom line is he wants to have sex with me. And if I go in for that, the consequences are what they are. That's how I look at it, all right? Because any young lady, I know that you have some young ladies that somehow, nobody's protecting them, they get susceptible to some males talking them into having sex, right? But there has to be somebody there, normally, whoever had that person, right? Who's their mother or their father or whatever. They have to protect them. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you're going to always have that, right? Because you do have a lot of young ladies who come through, they don't have sex by the time they're 16. They say, oh, I want to go to college or whatever. So they got different aspirations, right? So there's no reason to give that person that's 15 or 16 an excuse for having sex if they did it on their own volition. There's no excuse.
So you're saying that abortion is an excuse?
Abortion?
Well, you said excuse. What do you mean by excuse? Wait.
Wait. Where do you get to abortion?
Because you said there's no reason to give that lady who's 15 or 16 to have sex an excuse.
Right, I'm
Excuse
saying
for
that.
What?
Huh?
Well, what's
For having sex.
Oh.
Right, for having sex. What is, as a matter of fact, at the age of
So
15,
again, it's
why
on
were
the
you
women.
thinking about sex at the age of 15?
Who's not thinking about sex when you're 15?
Plenty of people.
You
That's
ever
why
think about sex?
I was
Yeah.
probably jacking off.
I was
probably jacking off. You
I-
really wasn't having no sex at 15.
I'm saying you're putting it all on women and girls.
I'm not
When
putting it all
everybody-
on women and girls. What
You
I'm saying
literally
is
just said
that
it's all
by
on-
what you should understand, if you want to survive, you understand already that this male, no matter who he is,
So you gotta
he
lock her up and let him
I
go
didn't say
free.
no locker. I'm saying, if you let me break it down, I'm saying the female needs to be taught that this male, no matter who the fuck he is, whether he's the preacher, the fucking teacher, he's a fucking horny son of a bitch that wants to
So
fuck
why
you.
don't you teach the men not to be so fucking horny?
It's a natural thing that the male
Oh.
cannot be taught against that. He cannot.
But
if
the
you
girls should
if
be
you
taught, but the boys don't have
No,
to.
what I'm telling you about the girl is that if you want to have sex with him, understand that it may be frivolous to him, where you might be in love with it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And if you get yourself what they used to call trick fucked, it's on you.
trick.
I haven't heard trick fuck in a minute.
no.
I haven't heard that in a minute.
I'm just telling you.
Ah,
I haven't heard that in a minute.
Hey, let me ask this new school question, right? On the topic, kinda, right? But what is worse for the family optics? We're talking politically, right? We're receiving fellatio in the White House, or you have a offspring that's a crackhead. Which one is worse on the family optics, would you say?
Man, I say the crackhead. Because that's some, I gotta go with
You're down bad. You're
Because
down bad.
fellatio is normal.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares,
Well,
White House, the Black House? Fellatio is
It
normal.
depends on who's
Every
giving-
man
it
wants his
depends on
dick
who's
sucked.
giving the fellatio.
Interesting.
Huh?
Depends on who's giving the fellatio. I mean,
Hey,
if
listen.
you have a whole system
Hey.
of betrayal,
I
then
don't
that's a whole
understand.
different optic.
What now?
I'm just saying, if you're some random person that's blowing you off, that's gonna be different than you just having to get, blown out by your wife or your girlfriend.
Oh, no,
okay,
no,
gotcha,
no.
gotcha.
But they didn't catch that fellatio in the house with your wife or your girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Probably
saying?
not in White House.
But
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you
Different
something.
structure.
Hey, this is 100% accurate if a male is honest.
Mhm.
The worst blowjob I ever had was wonderful.
Was wonderful.
Wonderful.
Can't go wrong.
So it doesn't
yeah,
matter
it's
if
like
it's in the
pizza.
White House or whatever it is.
I mean, blowjobs and pizza. I mean, is there any bad
You
pizza?
can't miss. You can't miss.
Exactly.
I got
No,
you.
I've had some bad pizza.
But you still ate it.
No, I ate it and just took some of it. You know what I'm saying? To know that I didn't like it. Blowjobs, I've never had a bad blowjob.
Can't go wrong.
I just took a little bit just to see if I liked it. That's where I swear.
Man,
Just a
people
tip,
don't. They don't
just
want to
a
be.
tip.
They don't want to be honest about what reality is. And males have to succumb to how they, they think females want to hear shit. They can't be themselves. I mean, really, the males I grew up with are
So
totally
now
different
you're
than the.
trying to say that makes no sense.
What?
You're saying the men are trying to become whatever it is that the girls want to see.
And what they want to hear. With the society, you got to be careful with what you say. Most men, when I was growing up,
For some trick fucking
they
shit.
freaking, I mean, just love the blowjob and shit like that, right?
Oh, man.
And now you got to make it seem like, all of these, my manly instincts now, they don't exist. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how they want to make you feel, and effeminate men. Most men used to be like,
I'm just saying
he's-
having some sense of control versus just being some, I don't know, fucking animal.
but I'm telling you, the man's instinct is animal. The only thing is stopping the
So-
male. Listen to me. The only thing that's stopping the male from doing all kind of crazy shit is the law. Otherwise, even though you can see it now, even though they got law, like I always tell people, go look at the register that's got sex offenders. You're gonna see all kind of motherfuckers, and some of them that you don't know they got arrested for all kind of different kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But crazy shit happens from men if they were unchecked, and every fucking body knows that.
But what if you start teaching men to,
You
I don't know.
cannot teach men
But
about
I
sex.
must say.
But you're saying you gotta teach women.
You
But you're
I didn't
saying
say teach
it's
women.
impossible.
No, you-
I'm
You
saying
said you gotta instruct, literally.
OG
You said-
Lee.
You said
Lee.
instruct, which is a whole
It's a
different
matter of survival.
mansplaining
You did
bullshit.
I'll
say-
say it like this, like I said.
Hold on.
As a-
You did say it. The goodness, or lack of better terms, of the society is based on women.
Right.
But
No. I said,
You said good or bad is based on women.
no, let me clarify right now.
come on.
What I'm saying is,
Mhm.
if in most places where you don't see so much sexual dysfunction, what you see is that a woman understands that most of these men that's talking all this shit to me, all they want to do is screw me. I understand that. So I got to be real discerning of men if I want to produce good people in the society, right? Then after a while, men understand, women don't go for all that okie doke bullshit. I got to be a serious man to be able to get some play. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And that's what's not happening right now. Right now, women give you some pussy at the drop of a hat. Right? Before you know it, now they talking all this shit. I need my abortion rights and all of this shit like that. Why would you have fucking sex with a man you don't want to have your baby?
That's not the only reason to have.
Like I said, those I understand. If somebody gets raped or something like that. But I'm saying there's so many women, they out there, I want my abortion rights. Because what they want to do is just have wanton sex.
But you're assuming that's what they want to do.
I know it. You can see it in the society.
I
That's the
want
one.
to have health care. So what I'm saying is, for example, in my situation, I've been forced to keep my child, even though it was no longer viable in today's law.
Wait. What you mean? What you mean? You've been forced to keep a child that's
Yes,
no longer
'cause at 7
viable?
months, it was no heartbeat, right?
Okay.
So in today's law, I'd be forced to keep the child all the way through
What you
9
mean?
months.
Hold a dead body in you for 9
Right.
months?
All the way, and not given any, like in Texas, they didn't give her any medication or anything to help. Miscarriages occur in 1 in 5 pregnancy.
Yeah.
Anywhere,
What I would say
anywhere in
what
that
I
9
would say with
months,
those
okay?
people, I hate it for
But
them.
what I'm saying-
But what that shows is they don't have enough money.
No,
They
it shows
don't.
is that the
You
law.
will not. You gonna tell me that of all these times we've been having shit that none of these people with money have been in that situation. They bought their way. They bought their way out of it.
But I'm talking about now. They now
Even now, they buy their way out of it so that they're not in
now
that
they're
person.
prosecuting the doctor personally. So that's
I
why
don't
this
know. To
person
be honest,
went
I don't know
to 2
about
different
that.
hospitals and left. I mean, this is happening all the time.
And this is all. So you're saying all the women this is happening to?
Oh yeah.
So if you have a miscarriage It's like nobody wants to take the dead baby out of me.
Right, exactly, because
Whoa.
it's before the 9 months, and therefore it can be seen as an abortion.
So now, once the 9 months gets here, they could deliver a
well, I want
stillbirth.
to see. That's the question.
Stillbirth.
I would assume so, but I don't know.
What else could they do at 9 months?
Well, I mean,
They would go in like-
but they can't take it out at 8 months, 7 months.
I would
But
say
they're gonna-
sure, but I don't.
I mean, I'm just saying
So
it
7
should be
months is the
between the
cutoff?
doctor and the patient.
Now, okay,
and
so
your needs.
listen, that part of it now should be brought up to be, go through whatever.
But now they made it. But now it's carte blanche. All abortions are like, boom, can't have any. Blah blah blah. That's it.
Yeah, so
I mean,
she's
that's kinda
Google
fucked up.
because I don't know how that works.
I mean, in Texas, it's
So
like
that's
that.
something that it
Arkansas
sounds-
is pretty close.
That sounds like to me that what you women, the way y'all are now, I'm woman, hear me roar.
Girl, that's from 1970.
No matter what, y'all still been going from that time up to now. So you should be together on that shit to fight the legislation.
Well,
you got all these
I
damn
am
women
trying
in the
to-
fucking
I am trying to
legislature
find-
now.
What all? There's only 2 or 3.
There's enough of them to make. Go lay down on the fucking highway. You know what I'm saying? Stir shit up, fuck shit up. It's enough women now.
But there's people like I signed a petition. Hopefully it'll be on the.
Go,
Look, it'll be like Kansas.
Hey, petition my ass. Go lay down
Minnesota.
in front of 630.
That
That was
run
not.
over me.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what they think about that. That's what they think.
I did this because I was not allowed to have reproductive health.
Boom, and they gonna
There
run
you go.
off. They
And
don't
they're taking
give a
away
shit.
birth control.
I say,
And
go
they're doing
sit
this. I mean,
down.
it's so fucked up.
Oh man.
But hey, women have made major strides in America.
Big
More
ones.
so
Well, that's
than
why
minorities.
now they're going back. I mean, that's why they're going backwards. I mean,
They're not
big
going
strides.
back. Really, y'all out of
Organization.
Women are out of control. They're not going back. You got a lot of rights.
I mean, not out
And
of
like I
control.
said, the fucking rainbow flag is flying at the Capitol damn near whatever. You got plenty of
That has to do with sexuality, not with gender.
I don't know about all that shit, man, to be honest. Gender. Let me ask you though, because we had this conversation about the sports, right? And I always think about the swimmer, who he looked so, you know what I'm talking about? He looked so masculine compared to his opponents, who were the girls, and he won.
What swimmer?
You know, I don't forget the meet, but there was a meet where the transgender
There was a
person was
transgender
allowed to
swimmer.
compete with the girls, and
Right.
it was just a clear. I mean, you can look at him; he's a
Well,
masculine.
muscle
Just
mass.
look at her.
See, there's different. I mean, I'm kind of caught in between because you do take medication and blockers that will put you under the threshold of to be tested, right, for estrogen, testosterone, and so forth. However, men have more muscle mass than women, and even though I can cut down your testosterone and make you lose muscle, right? I don't know if it's possible to actually hinder that. I mean, there's more. I mean, I just have to know more about it.
It gets deep.
But anyway, this how shit gets discombobulated and shit.
Mhm.
Because the bottom line is, if you look at that dude, you can clearly see that he still had a lot of masculinity, or her actually had a lot of masculinity about her, right?
Right.
And you could see the competition was natural women or girls at that point, right? But he or she won the competition, right? So it's
Right.
like, whoa, why would you have these young ladies competing with that
But one
transgender?
thing I don't understand. Okay, so the thing about transgender rights has been tied to Title IX now, which is why they're separating. And I don't think there's very few people I would imagine, like a minuscule, the people who changed their gender just so they can compete in the sport. I mean, that can't be a very common thing.
But if
I'm
that
saying,
happens
but
to be,
they're
if that
using-
happens to
but
be
I
the
know,
case,
But I'm saying they're using that to justify to splitting like the bathroom in school, and I mean, please.
what do you think about the bathroom? How should that work?
I mean, I think you should go as the gender you present.
Okay, so like that swimmer, right?
I could tell you a feminine dude going to when I was in high school, you would get your ass beat just going in. I mean, he was probably safer going in the girls' bathroom.
Mhm.
I'm just thinking of one guy in particular.
Let me
And
do
I'm
this.
just saying. So
Well, first of all, and what was that high school you said?
yeah, I mean that was back in the 80s.
Because
Yeah.
I never used the bathroom in high school.
Really?
Never ever.
Ever?
Well, I didn't go that
Yeah,
many
right.
that many years, but I might have been one of them dudes who pissed in the stairwell or something. I don't know.
Oh, you're a
I'm just
dickhead
saying.
like that.
But
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
That's why you
no.
got to instruct.
Actually,
you got to instruct
actually,
men
I just-
about peeing in
I
the
just
stairwell.
never. I just never.
Ruining
I
our
don't even think I
society.
really. I can't remember, man. I don't remember like going
I'm
to
just saying, and I mean, and I
stairwells, but I don't remember going in the
I
bathroom
knew a lot
either,
of
man.
I knew a lot of drag queens back in the day, and they were just safer going in the women's bathroom.
And I'm gonna tell you this though, to be honest.
Give me some of this.
When I was coming through,
Me, him.
there was no
This
motherfucking punks. There was no drag queens.
There's always drag queens.
No, there was not no. See what I'm saying?
Listen, there were drag queens.
There were no
Drag
drag
queens
queens.
always.
man.
There were punks. We're talking the 80s.
Yeah, there were
They-
drag
not
queens.
not that presented themselves outside the closet. I'm telling. In other words, when there was, I'm telling you, there was not.
There were drags.
Always.
No,
There were drag queens. There were punks. Hey,
Not throughout. I'm saying in my school, in the school environment, there
You
was.
probably just didn't know that
Yeah.
that chick you were
He-
talking
Well,
to.
well, look,
was
Yeah.
a
chick
drag
with
queen, you know, right? A drag queen, you know.
the- Well, I mean, they're drag
There
queens.
was no
There's
dudes acting like
transgender-
punks out in
Well,
the public.
back in the
is
day,
what I'm saying.
in your day, they called them transvestites.
Mm,
This is
how old
and this
you
is the
are.
thing about history.
That's right, you are.
When people try to tell you your history,
Well, they called them transvestites back in the
there
day.
was no dudes that was presenting themselves looking like bitches. I'm just
I
saying.
knew.
back in the day. Hey, this is old school.
In my
new
school is what I'm saying. In my school,
UNDE.
I don't know about all the
OG
other
Lee.
places, but in my school, dudes
Give me-
presented
There was a
themselves as
dude.
dudes.
Another one.
There was
dudes
a
presented
dude in
themselves.
Pine Bluff.
Michelle is gonna be back.
There's a dude in Pine Bluff.
When
she
I
said.
was in school, that was in the
UNDE.
80s.
OG Lee.
Right, but that's in that old country punk shit. Pine Bluff.
But
But
you
I'm
said
just-
in New York, you didn't have anyone that presented as transgender.
What I'm saying is, when in
You
my
just didn't
high
know
school,
it.
in my high school,
He just didn't know it.
in my high school,
Mm-hmm.
it might have been a few soft motherfuckers.
Might have
Some
been.
of them might have talked a little soft, this or that. But
Mhm.
if you just look at him walking down the street, he was not presenting himself as a female. Is what I'm saying. Now, once you start talking to him and this and that, you
Oh,
might
we-
have said, "Oh, but this motherfucker's a
We
faggot
gotta
or
bring
whatever,"
this back.
like we used to call him.
We gotta bring
But
this
in
back.
general, you didn't have that. That was a different time. Just like if I say to
That's
you,
because you got your ass
just
beat.
like if I say to you
That's
right
why.
now, there are no literal slaves. Why? The times changed.
Because
Times
you
have
got your
changed.
ass beat.
Who
and
got?
killed.
I never got my ass beat.
I'm talking about if you presented. If
That's
drag queens walked out,
Right,
about
because
their
that was
daytime.
not acceptable
Also,
because you were acting
daytime
out of the
life
norm.
Is very harsh.
You were
That
acting
sun
out
is
of the
harsh.
norm, right? So it was
Mm.
like you would get your ass beat because you were acting out of the norm.
I'm saying
Hey,
that
hey,
yeah, we've
hey.
civilized,
You gotta be.
We ain't been
civilized.
civilized. We've been fucking feminized, is what we
criminalized.
Look, hey,
We've been
It doesn't bother-
feminized.
It doesn't bother me that this dude walking around with a dress.
It what?
It never bothered me that some guy was presenting as a girl or vice versa.
Hey, Alan, we still going?
yeah.
Yeah, but y'all need to wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up, dude.
Why we need to wrap
you
it
gotta
up?
instruct because he's instructing
It's time to
you.
wrap it up. You going
I know my hubs.
You what?
You gotta instruct. I gotta instruct you to keep it on point.
Yeah. Hey,
You gotta instruct me to keep what on? board?
if you cool with me, come school with me, man. Schoolie
Schoolie
gang.
D's?
Hey, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok,
See, this is
I'm
what
coming
Twitter,
back to
Insta.
this is what happens in
Can
America.
I come back?
Michelle is
Anytime
gonna
you
be
wanna come
back,
back,
for
man.
sure.
But
Hey,
that's what happens.
old
man.
school,
What
new
happens in
school.
America?
You cut down
You
the
in the E.
conversation,
OG Lee.
right?
That cuts down
You
the
cut,
conversation.
no, not you. In
We
general.
out.
Oh.